So we're live. Let me just get this stream shared around. Because I don't do an intro for my match reaction anymore. So yeah. Get that copied. Been shambolic season. Absolute shambles. Like, not good enough. But we all know that, don't we? We all know that. But they ain't much longer for this guy anyway, so it is what it is. Not gonna be that much longer for this guy. Just quickly share that to the story. So, full time. Southampton 1, Arsenal 2. Bye-bye, Southampton. Yeah, it's a game. It's another game of Arsenal making it harder than it already needs to be, kind of thing. But yeah, let's get into the match reaction anyway. Let's get it. So it was a game that saw quite a few changes in the side, with Tini, Zinchenko, Sterling, Wanyeri all starting this game. Now, according to my flash score, it looked like it was Partey at right back with Ben White and Kivior at centre back, and then I think Tini might have been at left back, and Zinchenko would have been in the middle with oh no, it was all over the place. But yeah, it was the team selection for me. I'll say Super Tex is giving the players that barely got any minutes, really, aka Sterling. This is his chance to, his last game, give him some minutes, kind of thing. And yeah, it's that this game means nothing to me. Like the only thing that I'm glad of is that Tini, he got that goal to put us in front 1-0. His last goal for the club, because we all know he's going to be leaving, and you could see how joyful he was that he scored that goal. You know what I mean? Like, being at Arsenal meant a lot to him. But having a manager like Super Tets, you know what I mean? It's cut shorter than it needs to be. But I'm glad that he got the goal. Odegaard scored a good goal. My stream cut out, so I never saw it. But obviously, I've watched it back now. And Odegaard with a goal the goal that Odegaard scored was the sort of goals he was scoring when he scored 15 goals for us in 2023. Like, he was scoring that against Newcastle, Spurs. You know what I mean? Like, those are the kind of goals, and it's like the season's done now. So all it was cement second for sure, which we've done. But the overall season, I ain't proud of this season. This wasn't a good season at all. It was just another terrible season. The goal, the Southampton goal, it just showed that Raya. I don't know. It just showed Raya is just a small keeper, really. That's what it showed. And when I saw it at the time, I thought, "How are you letting that drop in?" kind of thing. But I don't know how Southampton didn't get a penalty for Rice's handball. He literally, player took a shot and Rice took his arm and went like this, and it hit his arm. You know what I mean? But you see, I suppose it doesn't matter anyway. It's the last game of the season. I'll tell you right now, if the title was still on the line, they give that a penalty. I'm telling you, if the title's on the line, because that's too blatant. He raised his arm and thing. That's too blatant. But they didn't get the penalty. They should have got a penalty. And that could have been, at the time, 1-0, I think, at the time. But it is what it is. The whole season as a whole was shambolic. And that's mainly what I want this video to talk about, because, in all fairness, the investment in this game was very low. Because it ultimately just means nothing. It's just another failure. It's just, we have a manager here that is a failure. And we know he's going to be here next season, but I'm still putting my bets in that he isn't going to last the whole of next season, because I don't believe that he'll have this team in a title race. What we saw today, the way we played, that is what we're going to see come next season. That is how we're going to start off next season. We're not going to just go guns blazing. We're not going to start blitzing teams by 4, 5s, and 6s. It ain't going to go down like that. It's going to be an absolute struggle. And now we've got more teams to worry about. And when it comes to the Champions League now, you got Chelsea in there. You got Tottenham in there. You got Newcastle in there. You got City in there. And you've got Liverpool in there. I mean, that's what we've got to worry about. I mean, there's no excitement going forward for me. The only excitement is when this manager is left this football club. Then I can start to get too bit excited about, anything going forward. The women's is more exciting than this team. But overall season, if I was to rate this season out of 10, I rate it a 2. You know what I mean? I rate this season a 2 out of 10. I'm probably being... Oh, it's raining, man. I'm probably being generous by throwing a 2 out of 10 like that. Hold on, just give me 2 seconds. I'm being generous, giving him a 2 out of 10. You know what I mean? So just to recap, we got to the EFL Cup semi-finals of 2024-25, yeah, and lost 4-0 on aggregate to Newcastle United. If Super Tex was going to win a trophy, you think he's going to take that down. I backed us since this time last year that we'd win the FA Cup this year. We went out the first time trying, 3rd round, against Man United. The worst Man United I've ever seen in my lifetime. Then it got to a point where, well, when it's the Champions League and the Premier League now, like, I'm only going to be Super Tex in if he takes both. If he wins both, then I'm for him. But I knew we weren't going to. I knew since August when we drew 1-1 at home to Brighton, I knew then we are not winning the league. So I'll go win as the Champions League while he's still in it. And, we took care of PSV in the knockouts. We took care of Real Madrid in the quarters. And we ended up getting to the semis. And you thought, well, it could be, this might be it, like this guy said, about winning the Champions League in 5 years or whatever he said to Willian back when. Then you think, well, Champions League's in Munich. The last Champions League final that was played there was won by a London club. And it's always won by teams that have never won it before. So, it was one of them where it could be. I didn't think it would happen because I know what we have. And lo and behold, PSG came round and we lost, 3-1 on aggregate altogether. Shambles of the season. Bear in mind, Liverpool had already won the league at this point because, they were clear all season. We hadn't spent not one day top of the league. From the second the whistle blew for the Premier League, Man United and Fulham were, Fulham were top on Fulham would have been top on alphabetically because it was this game starts as a draw, so you've automatically got a point. Yeah, but Man U beating Fulham at the first game of the season put them top of the league. That was the only time they were top of the league. Even they were top of the league. Not one point in this season was we top of the league. So when people are trying to justify, oh, well, we had injuries, that's why that we didn't win the league, mate. Fam, we were never top of the league. Prior to the injuries, we were never top of the league. We never looked like nothing. You know what I mean? We had Saka and all them, man, and we were top of the league. Liverpool were 9 points clear when Saka got injured. This is why I will not allow Arsenal fans to try and use the injuries as an excuse. Because they make it sound like we were top of the league or only a couple of points behind when Saka got injured. That's how they make it sound. Shambles of a season. It's a shambles, guys. Since Wolves at home, I knew we ain't winning-ish. I knew since Brighton at home. It was that game for me. The third game in. It was that. AYG, thank you for this season. Keep up the great work for your channel as always. Big up to you, Static. Big up to Peppermint Freedom being in the building as well. Shambles of the season. But yeah, Super Tets out. Get Renee in. You know what I mean? But yeah, it would have been nice to finish off this with, oh yeah, we did this season, we achieved this, we left with this. Can't do that. Slegger's in, fam. Big up to you, Rod. In fact, because it's the last match reaction of the season, I'm going to put the link in the comments. So if anyone wants to come up, you can do. But it's it's just a dry season overall, man. But obviously we beat Real Madrid, so that's the highlight for these toxic positives. We beat Real Madrid, man. That's all they cling to. That's how low this, and they'll have the audacity to turn around and say that fans like us are the ones with the low standards because we would take being in Europa League to have more chance of winning it. Same mans that say we beat Real Madrid 5-1 though. Same people. You know what I mean? These men saying that they'll, if we don't win anything next season, we have to have the conversation, or he has to go. Nah, they're lying to you. They're lying to you. Let us get to the Champions League semi-final again next season. Watch. You know what I mean? Because their justification is, well, if he keeps getting us to Champions League semi-finals, he's eventually going to win it. I'm telling you, the goalpost will move again. But he's got us challenging in Champions League now, mate. Watch. You know what I mean? But I don't think he's going to last that long. I honestly don't. Because from what the football I'm seeing now, the way we've been playing, even today, even against the relegation side, only winning 2-1. But you know what the toxic positives will say to that? For fans like me who still aren't satisfied with what I've seen today, they'll say, well, City went there and drew 0-0. That's what they'll say. They'll ignore the fact that Southampton were rock bottom of the league, right, on 12 points. They'll ignore that. Big up to Zabe, big up YG. Odegaard remembered how to shoot all of a sudden when pressure's off. Yep. He went back to his shooting ways in 2023. He went back to that. I can't join on my phone. Don't worry about it then. Don't worry about it. I'll be real. I didn't even watch the game today. I streamed it. I had it on, but I was at my friend's house watching the Liverpool game, but I had it on my tablet. And You know, there was some spells in the game. Like there was some crosses that were, you know, decent crosses. Some of them. I think Kivior put a good ball over for Martinelli. He went 1-on-1 with Ramsdale, and he shot it straight at Ramsdale. You would have thought with the pressure being off, Martinelli would have buried it, but get Teta out and bring Renee Slegers in. Yeah. I agree. I'm with that. I'd give her a shot. Even watching that game last night, the Women's Champions League final, she looked like she knew what she was doing. It didn't look like she just fluked it and she was just guessing. You know what I mean? She looked like she knew what she was doing and she knew how to go about certain things. You know what I mean? But we'll see what she does going forward. I'm telling you, the women's football, especially the Arsenal women's, is going to get put more on the map now because the men's are shambles. You know what I mean? So you'll get content creators like me and others that will turn their attention towards the women's game as well. Conte is leaving. He can win us the league and leave as he always does. What, Conte's leaving Napoli? How long has he been there? He hasn't been there that long, has he? He hasn't been there that long, has he? How long has Conte been there? But well, big up to James BPG. Evening to you. Conte at Napoli is unavailable. He ain't leaving Napoli. But yeah, it's just a shambles of a season, guys. Newcastle won a trophy on our head top by getting past us. Liverpool won the league on our head top. Crystal Palace won the FA Cup that I thought that we'd win this season. Spurs won the Europa League. We're most likely going to see PSG win the Champions League for the first time in their history. And Chelsea are probably going to win another European trophy, even though they've had the season that they've had, even though they've got Champions League football anyway. Silver lining to all this, the women won their Champions League. So that's something to celebrate. You know what I mean? I'm happy to see David Raya win yet another Golden Glove. In all fairness, it means nothing to me. Because that Golden Glove didn't help nothing. You know what I mean? Keepers getting Golden Gloves for not winning and not winning anything for the team, fam. You know what I mean? So for me, you know, I would say it's good for him and everything like that and whatever, but I need them to lead to trophies. That's what I need them to lead to. You know what I mean? Exactly. If you didn't, if that Golden Glove didn't mean we won something as a team, the only person that really cares about the Golden Glove really is the person who won it. I mean, that's personal for them. But Super Tets, I don't think he'll last. Because I'm telling you, we've seen and heard people say that he's got this season to try and win something. He needs to do it this season.
I've seen him do it.
If he's out of the EFL Cup by Christmas, and he's clearly not in the title race, like he starts to say he's more than 5 points behind whoever's top. Do you really think that he's going to be given the time, the amount of pressure that will be on him? And then you have to consider who is it going to be that's going to be above him in the table? Because what if Spurs not only have won the Super Cup, but are in a position where we might flip the idea of the league title, maybe. So I'm saying, when do you reckon Teta sat by? I reckon by Christmas. I don't think I was in the title race, and I don't think we'll get as far in the EFL Cup as we did last season, just gone now, the semi-finals. You know what I mean? So it might be the case. I mean, and we don't know about the Champions League, like where we'll be in the league phase, but I can't. I can't see it. But if he does stay throughout next season, it's just going to be another failure. Hey YG, what are the realistic expectations for next season? Not what should happen. We all agree it should be the league, obviously. Realistic expectations. Well, a realistic expectation is a trophy. You know what I mean? I'd expect a trophy. It could be either the EFL Cup. You know, that's the expectation. A realistic expectation. A trophy. And let's just say if it's not the league, he wins a trophy and he finishes in the top 3, top 4. But otherwise, because I don't expect him to win the league, because I just don't believe he can do anything. Like, is the EFL Cup possible? It's possible. Is the FA Cup possible? It is. But so I'm just saying, just a trophy would be a realistic expectation. What I want to happen is he wins the treble. And then I turn around and say, Super Tex can stay. But that's not possible with this manager. But that's what it's going to take for me to want him to stay. Because not one trophy he can win next season would have me say, yeah, I think he should stay. Nope. Not after all that. Not after all that. He won't be sacked. I think the owners and fans fancy him. It's weird. It depends. It depends. It depends. But we'll have to see. And if he leaves, I bet our fans clap him off, because we clapped off Xhaka after all the BS is done, giving us one good season. Oh yeah, I mean, you have fans that you have the zesty fans that will be so in tears because he's leaving. Crying to me, and I'm not having it. You know what I mean? That's what it'll be. I think we'd rather sack him now at the end of the season. Mid-season sacking has a 0.0001 working out like Arsenal women's team, to be honest. Me personally, I'd take him being sacked in the middle of the season. I'd take that. I just want him out of the club. I want his bullshit and everything out of the club. I mean, his bullshit way of having his players play, I want that gone. Everything just gone. And get something new in. Because he's compromised. Everybody's worked him out. You know what I mean? We can only scrape a win against Southampton. We scrape that win. I mean, he's compromised. I mean, Wi-Fi password leaked and everything. Anyways, I'm going to call it a night because, to be honest, I am pretty hungry. We are boring to watch. Yep, we are. We are boring to watch. But how much pain should we suffer as Arsenal fans? So many years of misery. This is the thing. And with Spurs winning that Europa League, that just piled it on top, didn't it? You know what I mean? Mid-season sacking is unreasonable because no good managers are available then. If we're meant to be a big football club, we can make shit happen. But obviously the best, it'd be better to get the manager in like now. You know what I mean? Like, you know, for the start of the season. But, you know, it's... Sometimes you look at it and be like, well, if a manager was to get sacked, whoever their number 2 is, what if they can steady the ship a little bit? You know what I mean? But yeah, I want him gone. We have to rebuild anyways, as he'll leave us in a mess. Yeah, he's look at Poch did with Spurs. That's going to be him. A nearly man that nearly, you know what I mean? Got them to a Champions League final, didn't win it, and then, yeah, he's at 50 million a year. Ridiculous. But got them to a Champions League final, and the season after he was sacked because he just couldn't, you know what I mean? He just wasn't working out like that. But anyways, I'm going to leave it here. Yeah, it's shambles of a season, guys. You know, let's just hope that next season we have something to talk about. No bullshit. Oh, we beat so-and-so by this scoreline. I don't want to hear none of that. Let's hope next season, 2025-26, we have something to show and we can have players flash their armpits because they're lifting silverware above their head. Let's just hope that that's what we get. But this season, it's... Yeah, there's only so much I can say. Anyways, I'm going to rest for the night now. Have a good bank holiday, guys. I'll say we've got the Real Betis, Shameless FC season 3, let's just call it. Season 1 was Man City, season 2 was Man United, who failed us, and season 3 is Real Betis. So I'm going to do a match preview for that maybe tomorrow night. If not tomorrow night, then Tuesday night. And obviously we're all Real Betis, aren't we? So hopefully they will save football and yeah, stop Chelsea from winning a trophy and keep that trophy drought going, because they could become another club to end their trophy drought, and then that's oh my days. Anyways, I'm done. Have a good bank holiday, people, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Peace.
And until we get Mikel Arteta out of this club, we're continuously going to be a swinging pendulum. And until we get the owners out of this club, we're never going to get the investment needed to win a Champions League or a league title.
Hey, man.